Welcome to the 20%, a film festival showcasing women filmmakers. I am Carrie Elizabeth Smith.
And I am Tyler Sanchez. As host of At the Intersection, a feminist talk show at Loyola University, New Orleans, we are proud to present this event as part of the Feminist Festival series of 2020 to 2021.
This program is sponsored by Tulane Center for Public Service and Newcomb Institute at Tulane University, as well as the School of Communication and Design and the Women's Research Center at Loyola University, New Orleans.
A jury of students from Tulane's University's course, Frames, Films, and Femme Fatales, taught by Dr. Aiden Smith, and from Loyola's Women's Resource Center, directed by Dr. Patricia Boyette, reviewed over 50 films submitted from around the globe. Program directors Leigh Harmer and Gaëlle Flynn led and executed this project.
The program will include a screening of 7 short films, including the winner of the jury prize, Fear No Gumbo, directed by Kimberly Rivers Roberts, and the winner of the student film prize, Café, Crème, directed by Raymond and Gaëlle. Congratulations to the winners and to the filmmakers of all of the selected films.
We will close the program with a 2-part piece that includes the screening of All Skinfolk and Kinfolk, the story of the landmark 2018 New Orleans mayoral runoff election, and an interview with the director, Angela Tucker, by Tulane student Shalini Kishore.
The program contains material that viewers might find disturbing and triggering. Viewer discretion is advised. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the filmmakers and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the host or sponsors.
After the program, please fill out the survey and cast your vote for the audience prize for Best Film. Everyone who registered with Eventbrite will receive the survey.
We hope you enjoy the program.
I wrote you a letter a few months ago, but I never sent it. I'm not sure why I've decided to share it with you now, but I have. It went like this. Dear you, I am at the DMV doing boring car things, and it's packed and it's hot, and I've been here forever, and everyone is upset and tired and impatient, and the sweaty human next to me just leaned over and whispered, "Some days it really does feel like the end of the world." I sunk down into my chair. You read my mind. Of course, it's not actually the end of the world. How arrogant, how self-centered. I mean, the year is 2019, and if you really think about that, it's just weird. Time is long, and we are weird, and it is not the end of the world, but it may be the end of our world as we know it, as we have made it, as we currently exist inside of it. Call it what you will, the Anthropocene, the Capitalocene, the Holocene, the Tertulocene, the Apocalypse, the End of Days, Armageddon, Annihilation, Doomsday, the Catastrophe of Capitalism. Have you read Staying with the Trouble by Donna Haraway? There's a line she returns to over and over that I've become deeply attached to. The line is, "Think we must think." Every time I read it, I smirk and think to myself, dance we must dance. What does it mean to dance at the end of the world? I'm sorry this is so short and depressing. It feels slightly terrible that I finally found the time to write you while waiting at the DMV. What does that mean anyway, to find time? When the fuck did we lose it? I'm going to tell you more than I told them. I don't have a reason to trust them yet, but I really do want to tell someone the full story. For whatever reason, I trust you. Maybe because you're still here watching this, because you've pressed play on your lit-up screen and have stuck with it this far. I'll start at the beginning. It has been half a century since I was sent into orbit. Sent is too kind a word. Tossed, expunged, retired across the Kármán line. The year was 1957. I was plucked from the streets of Moscow and flung into space on the Sputnik 2, my own personal death pod. The Soviet Union agreed that this was the best option to begin gathering data on the sustainability of life in spaceflight and the impact of a microgravity environment on Earthbound creatures. My mission was to die, to see how long I could last. There was no return plan. I was strapped down with a tube of water, and after 7 days, a needle was programmed to inject me with a lethal dose of pentobarbital. On Wikipedia, the place of my death is listed as low orbit Earth. There have been memes made about me, t-shirts, monuments, coffee mugs. People have named their pets after me, their bands after me. They call me Laika the Space Dog. My survival was to everyone's absolute disbelief, including my own. You want to know how I did it, don't you? I can hear you down there thinking, how does one survive life in space-time orbit? Sputnik 2 crash-landed into Canis Major in the southern celestial hemisphere. How does one crash into a star, you might ask? I assure you it happens all the time. Trust me deeply and you'll feel it on occasion. Sputnik 2 vanished in flames as the entire constellation of Canis Major swallowed me whole. Soft as the yawn of a sleepy mouse, space rolled me out onto nothing and surrounded me with orange. Orange like the fruit, orange like burnt autumn, orange like sunlight through my closed eyelids, orange like my favorite time of day, orange that is orange because its only job is to concentrate on being the color orange. Orange is the color of a body flung into space. Everything in Canis Major comes in from elsewhere. We're all here, burning together. And you've all been here too. Space wrapped her warm arms around me and held me there in a sea of orange for what felt like an eternity. Be patient, Space would always say. I'm not going anywhere. I always end here waiting with Space, over and over. What are we waiting for? Time, of course. But time is skittish. She's a slip and slide. She's always complaining that no one on Earth ever gives her the space of day. Here on Canis Major, time and space are unafraid of themselves. They are unconcerned with marking and proving themselves. Here on Canis Major, I watch small yellow foxes slowly morph into dandelions as we discuss revolution through the rhythms in our hips and the twirling of our tongues and fingers. Time sneaks around unannounced to keep us on our toes, to remind us endlessly that yesterday's love may not suffice for today's. Here on Canis Major, we slip through the cracks of one another, moving, erupting, thinking about dancing and dancing about thinking. I am now a dog, once a fish, once a star, once a dancer. Does it really matter anymore? Time and space are kinky lovers, their tentacles outstretched, wringing out all the old cells. Ethically non-monogamous, as the kids would say. Find me, both of you. Take me deep back into the terrestrial underground where we used to squirm and kiss while our soon-to-be parents were just starting to be born. I want to remember how to live and die. Back on Earth, no one knows what to make of time and space. Is it unlike this world? I hear their cries rolling up through the stars and satellites, past the weeping albatross and the busy blinking of the ISS. Yes, but it doesn't have to be, I reply. But is it civilized there? What do you mean by civilized? It has form, and it's very good at being what it is. Is there intelligence? What do you mean by intelligence? It has form, and it's very good at being what it is. How do we get there? Now there's the million-dollar question we've all been waiting for. How do you get here? The answer is simple.
Ça va, Coco?
Oui, ça va.
Mais regarde-moi ça comme c'est sublime. Tu as vu le soin de la semaine dernière? Ça leur a fait du bien. Bon alors, dis-moi, pour le brushing, on fait toujours pareil ou alors je te les rebique un peu?
Non, tout droit.
Ça veut dire que toi, t'as avalé pas mal de tofu ces derniers temps. C'est les petits plats de maman qui passent mal. Hein.
Elle est envahissante, mais bon. C'est parce qu'elle s'ennuie depuis sa rupture. Après, je suis habituée. Hein.
Ouais, mais tu sais, faudrait que tu te mettes un petit peu à sa place aussi. Hein. C'est pas évident. Moi, je me dis, refaire sa vie à son âge, repartir de zéro.
Ah non. Elle va vite retrouver quelqu'un et je serai à nouveau tranquille, t'inquiète pas.
Bah ça, c'est tout le mal que je te souhaite. Bon alors, je te les rebique un peu, non?
Ma cousine, Viviane, celle qui vit aux États-Unis, elle m'a conseillé un nouveau produit.
C'est efficace?
En 2 semaines, c'est 2 teintes en moins et au bout d'1 mois, couleur café crème.
Sérieux?
Ouais, ça s'appelle Ivory Bee.
Ivory Bee, ça me dit quelque chose.
On trouve sur le net. C'est 45 € le pot de 150 ml. Normalement, tu le mets 1 fois par semaine. Mais elle m'a conseillé d'en mettre tous les jours pour un résultat optimal.
Ah oui, je me souviens. J'ai lu un truc sur ses effets secondaires dans un magazine. Ce n'est pas joli du tout.
Ma cousine l'utilise depuis 1 mois déjà sans le moindre problème.
De toute façon, hein, c'est comme tout, hein, ça dépend des gens. Faut le tester avant.
Ma cocotte, je dis ça comme ça, mais les produits sur Internet, il faut s'en méfier. On ne sait jamais ce qu'il y a dedans.
Au revoir, Charli.
Tu nous rejoins pour l'apéro?
Non, pas ce soir, j'ai encore quelques dossiers à traiter. La prochaine fois, ok?
Ok.
Salut maman, je suis rentrée.
Chérie, tu peux faire un peu moins de bruit s'il te plaît? Tu sais que maman médite.
Je comprends pas pourquoi tu manges toujours ça, c'est pas très sain. En plus, tu sors pas, tu fais pas de sport. Tu devrais prendre exemple sur ta copine Margot. Tu sais que je l'ai croisée en boîte la semaine dernière. Elle, au moins, sait profiter de la vie. En tout cas, depuis que j'ai quitté ce crétin de Paul, je profite à fond de l'existence. J'avais pas une seconde à moi depuis 20 ans. Pourquoi tu viendrais pas au yoga ce midi? J'ai 3 séances de complète. Les clientes se battent pour revenir, mais il reste une place sur le créneau de midi, viens.
Mais il n'y a plus que Coraline, madame.
Ça mérite encore en retard.
Vous voulez mon avis, elle est encore en train de se faire sauter quelque part. Hein. Il n'y a pas idée qu'on laisse ce genre de femme adopter des enfants.
Salut, maman, je suis rentrée. T'inquiète pas, je vais pas te déranger pendant que tu médites.
Mais tu me déranges pas du tout, voyons. Pourquoi tu dis ça? C'est pas comme ce livreur là qui m'a harcelé pendant je sais pas combien de temps à l'interphone alors que j'étais en pleine posture, pas d'angusta, pas de utkatasana.
Qu'est-ce qu'il voulait?
Tu sais, c'est la position demi-lotus en équilibre sur les orteils. Tu devrais essayer, c'est hyper bon pour l'équilibre et pour l'ouverture vers le cœur.
Mais qu'est-ce qu'il voulait?
Qui ça?
Bah, le livreur.
Ah, mais non, il a livré un colis pour toi, je l'ai déposé sur ton lit. Et tu devrais éviter, tu sais, de commander des trucs sur internet, c'est hyper malsain. T'habilles aussi austère. Ça tirait bien un peu de couleur.
Salut, maman.
Quoi? Qu'est-ce que j'ai dit encore?
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Cascade de la beauté. Ah, tu es belle quand tu souris. Un vrai rayon de soleil, ma Coco. D'ailleurs, chérie Coco, en parlant de rayons de soleil, toi, tu as fait des UV. Non. Ah bah si. En tout cas, t'as fait quelque chose parce que ça se voit.
Non.
Ah bah si. Tu vas pas me faire croire à moi quand même, je sais de quoi je...
Non, je te dis. Laisse-les-moi bien raide que ça tienne la semaine.
Ok. Coco, faut que je te dise, là, si je continue à te les lisser comme ça toutes les semaines, t'auras plus de cheveux dans un mois. Là, il faut qu'on commence à espacer les séances. Hein.
Ben moi, j'aimerais bien qu'on arrête de me dire ce que je dois faire, ok?
Ok.
Ça sert à quoi, maman?
C'est pour enlever les vilains points noirs. Après ça, maman sera toute belle quand papa rentrera.
C'est quoi un vilain point noir? Moi, j'en ai tout plein des vilains points noirs.
Mais non, attends, je réponds au téléphone.
Coraline, t'es là? Coraline? Cora, ça va? Oh, mon Dieu! Alex, appelle un médecin, s'il te plaît! Tu m'as fait peur. Faut pas faire des frayeurs comme ça. Maman, je suis désolée. Mais de quoi? Pourquoi tu pas fait? De polyamour, moi je fais ce que je veux. Je suis libre. Tu le sais très bien depuis le début que tu me prends la tête avec ça. Tu fais de jalousie à chaque soirée. C'est quoi ton problème?
J'ai le droit d'en avoir marre, donc putain.
Mais quoi,
Tu me fatigues, j'en ai marre de tes conneries, j'en ai marre. T'as tant besoin de ça de me faire retourner par la terre entière.
Mais c'est pas se faire
Tu me
retourner, c'est
fatigues,
juste
j'en
que...
ai marre, j'en ai marre.
Tu fais quoi? Tu fais quoi?
Apprends-moi son nom.
Lèvres rouges comme la rose, cheveux noirs comme l'ébène, teint blanc comme la neige.
Blanche-Neige. Cela n'est pas possible. Le chasseur.
Plus de peur que de mal, vous inquiétez pas. Juste un choc toxique dû à l'utilisation d'un produit cosmétique contenant du mercure. Il va lui falloir du repos et je pense un suivi psychologique. Je vais lui prescrire une ordonnance, quelques antidépresseurs pendant quelques jours, ainsi qu'une pommade contre les irritations et la desquamation. Mais par contre, il faudrait lui parler. Voilà. Au revoir.
Bon bah, j'y vais. On s'appelle?
خوش گرفتی از من بی دل سرا یاد من کن تا سوزد این چرا قائمی جان بر تو هم از من درود داروی غمهای من شعر تو بود از جام شعر تو شیراز مست پیش حافظ بینم از جامی به دست طبع تو آنجا که پرگیرد به اوج میزند دریا در آغوش تو موج من چه میگویم در این روی حساب من چه میجویم در این شبهای تار من چه میگویم در این شهر غریب پای این دیوارهای نانجیب عاقبت یک شب نفس گوید که بس از تپیدن باز میماند نفس مرغ کوری میگشاید بال خویش میکشم جانم دنبال خویش جان پاکان خسته از این آفت است روزگار مرگ انسانیت است با کسی هرگز نگویم درد و دل روح پاکت را نمی سازم کسی آرزوی همزبانم می کشم همزبانم نیست آنم می کشم کرده پنهان در گلو قوقای خیش مانده ام با نای پر آوای خیش من چه میگویم در این روین حساب من چه میجویم در این شبهای تار من چه میپویم در این شهر غریب پای این دیوارهای نانجیب عاقبت یک شب نفس گوید که بس از تپیدن باز میماند نفس مرغ کوری میگشاید بال خویش میکشد جان مرا دنبال تو کورم شوق و شورم مرده است غم نشاطم را به یغما برده است عمر ما در کوچه های شب گذشت زندگی یک دم به کام ما نگشت بی تفاوت بی هدف بی آرزو میروم در چاه تاریکی فرو باد سردی میوزد در باغ یار مرگ خشکی میروم همراه با چه میگویم در این روین حساب من چه میجویم در این شبهای تار من چه میپویم در این شهر غریب پای این دیوارهای نانجیب عاقبت یک شب نفس گوید که بس از تپیدن باز میماند نفس مرغ کوری میگشاید بال خویش میکشد جان مرا دنبال خویش میکشد جان مرا دنبال خویش میکشد جان مرا دنبال خویش
Where it come from? It's a documentary. So what you got to say to the world? What you got to say to the world? Tell me your name first.
My name's Diamond Sil.
Okay. You scared of hurricane?
No.
No, what you gonna do?
Nothing. I'm going with my mom.
You going with your mama? Well, I'm gonna be next door. You leaving me?
Huh?
You leaving me?
Yeah.
Yes. That's a shame.
Well, I will miss you.
There's a little footage of the hood. How y'all doing? Say hey to the camera. I'm showing the before and after pictures, you know. Before the storm, this is how we looked it. Then we're gonna see how we look afterwards. Huh? People just passing by. Some stand, some leave. Oh, we had 15. That's big dog coming out. 15.
They said on the news that it's like aiming toward Mississippi, so we might get the outskirts.
But guess what? When we got the outskirts of Bessie, I didn't even touch us. Shit, so you already know.
The hurricane is coming
You put me on right? You can put
in
me on.
Louisiana.
Nah, if you never get to see me again, this is how I look. I'm the one that's shooting the video, okay? Going up the street now. Me and my camcorder. Might be interview a couple of folks. Show that we did exist. Hey, all my neighbors gone. All of them. It do feel like we the last people on earth, huh? We had a street full of people earlier. Whoa, got a little wind there. Wow. Whoa, hold my, oh Lord, it's second step. Babe, it's second step, babe. Lord, we might have to get on the roof around this bitch. This is my face. After just opening my back door. That's a burglar alarm?
Yeah, it's moving up, John.
Let me see. Whoa, Jesus. Jesus. So, I need the bag, bitch.
What you gonna have to do it? Grab onto that. Grab onto that.
Now I'm just up here peeking out the window. We on the roof. The stop sign almost flooded. Jesus Christ. Larry! You still need help?
I'm taking 2 at a time.
You're a real hero, boy. We still gotta get down though, bruh.
I'm coming in though. I ain't taking it.
This is my neighborhood. This is my home. Lower Ninth Ward, New Orleans. I live around here. You know, 10 years after Katrina. Where are the houses? Where are the people? Why haven't the residents of the Lower Ninth Ward come back? Where are the homes? You know, there were homes here. This is a very populated community before Katrina. They had houses here, houses there, houses on the left side all the way down, houses on the right-hand side all the way down. None of these people have come back to New Orleans, and we need to know why. This water been leaking here for 10 whole years. You're talking about tearing up the environment. It's happening right here. And I'm bringing it to y'all because no one seemed to want to do anything about this. No one seemed to care.
Hey, just wait. Up on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not get weary. They shall walk and not get tired. Don't wait on man. Wait on the Lord.
So they shouldn't have left us in the dome and on the bridge. They shouldn't have done none of the stuff that went down. But it happened anyway. So from now until eternity, we gonna come here and never forget this.
sometimes I be laying down, I be feeling like I'm laying in the attic, bro. I'm still here, no.
Tell him you love him.
I ain't dead yet, I'm still here. After all the water, I look up, something miraculous happened. Make sure you filming everybody, everything. The news talking to us, everything. I want it all on camera, okay? What's up? Me and the love of my life. We ended up at the Sundance Film Festival. I had my baby at the film festival. I just never saw it coming. I just never saw any of this coming. This is all the citizens of New Orleans' story. You know, everybody who was forced to stay, this is our story. And I'm glad that we film history, you know, to show the people, to show the world, for sure, this is what happened. And hopefully this documentary will make people not forget.
Democratic Convention.
Well,
why are you here at the Democratic Convention?
I'm here to finally talk to New Orleans Mayor Ray Nagin. Okay, I might.
And this is Kimberly.
On French Street in Nightwood between Robertson and Claiborne. You're 3 blocks before
Scott Roberts. Scott, very good to see you. There you go. Look at that. This is Scott Roberts.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're good?
Thanks.
Come down. Go see the film. I understand it's good.
They're gonna take the elevator. We can go down with the mayor. Yeah. Okay. Well, come on. I want to know what is, you know, what are the people, the leaders of New Orleans are gonna do about the neglect that's going on in the city as far as the poor citizens. Because I'm from the hood. As you can see, these goals in my mouth, fresh out the hood. So we've been neglected. Our educational system is being neglected. I mean, us, period. During the storm, you know what I'm saying? We were left behind. So it's like, it's a lot of neglect going on. You know, as far as the murder rate, I done seen you on the scene looking at our black brothers laying in the street dead. You know what I'm saying? So it's time that we need to do something about it. And I want to know, what are you going to do as far as you and the other city officials going to do about the neglect? Because it's failure all the way around.
Well, you know, New Orleans has been in this state for a
long time before you came.
That's one of the reasons why I ran for office, to try and change that. Unfortunately, we can't change 200 to 300 years worth of habits overnight. And the good thing about Katrina, if there is a good thing, is that we've got our economy going in a much better direction. There's lots of jobs opportunities, and schools are going to.
But the young people, the citizens are not. They can't get the jobs because we're not been educated.
There's jobs like any kind of job you would think of. Even if you just have a lawnmower, there's a need for that.
I'm talking about real jobs with living wages. Well,
let me just tell you a couple of examples, and I know this is something that is we need to have a deeper discussion about.
Right.
But just things like, you know, working at Jean's Popoy shop. They're paying, you know, $1,500 to $1,800 a week.
Oh, you're not, man. I put in their jeans, man.
They're cooks.
I'm not.
Telling you what they're doing.
I cooked in the French fries before, and I tried after.
You ought to try. Okay. I just left Jean's not too long ago. Manager told us that.
They lied. They know how much they're paying? $8 an hour.
Plus 50 cents a sandwich, maybe.
Nah, man, they ain't
Kimberly, we need to get
Hey,
don't give up, Kimberly.
Man. Can we hook
yes,
up and
absolutely.
have a private meeting?
But don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Let's take the mayor down.
Don't give up.
Kill the movie.
It's the truth. The truth hurts. The truth penetrates. And people they don't want to be held responsible. They can't take it. They can't.
I gotta move the cameras out.
Go ahead and cut it.
And the Oscar goes to Man on Wire, James Marsh and Simon Chin.
Cooking my ass. Yes. Keep winning, queen.
Okay. Take two.
This your girl, Queen Black Coal Medina. You heard me? I'm right here in the Ninth Ward, on the levee on Jordan Street, right here at North Roma and Durban, right here where the levees broke. Bam.
New Orleans flooded due to breaches in 50 different places in the levees. The breach here at the lower Ninth Ward, the breach of the Industrial Canal, breached because water flowed over the top of the wall, and in just the space of a couple of hours, that was enough to cause the levee to just wholesale collapse.
Lower Ninth Ward, probably the hardest hit area in New Orleans now because of Hurricane Katrina.
What happened here was not due to a monster storm, was not due to local corruption or the geography of the city. What happened here was because of mistakes in design, build, and construction of these flood walls by the federal government.
Hello. How are you?
All right. These are the ones I was protesting. This one here, the first one. Found this on Desalon Street. This is my whole slogan here.
So what made you want to do these signs?
When Slobodan Milosevic, remember he went into Bosnia? And he wanted to do what? He wanted to cleanse Bosnia of all the Muslims.
Što treba da uradimo jeste da promenimo mnoga shvatanja I mnoge ljude u politici da bi nam život bio bolji.
I want the land, I'm gonna get rid of all the people. And the same thing, yeah, they wanted this land. They gotta get rid of us to get the land.
Before Hurricane Katrina and the failures of the levee, which is really the issue, the Lower Ninth Ward was 98% African American. In 1961, the schools in the Lower Ninth Ward, as well as the Upper Ninth Ward, were the first elementary schools in the Deep South to be desegregated. And that's when whites started leaving the Lower Ninth Ward, so that by the time of Katrina, it was 98% African American. So the result of that was that the market value of properties in this neighborhood was low. Almost 60% of the residents of the neighborhood owned the homes, and more than half of those didn't have mortgages. So that's the neighborhood we're looking at before Hurricane Katrina. A solid, working class, homeowner, family-oriented neighborhood. Only 34% of the population has returned to the Lower Ninth Ward, so if you go drive around, there's just vacant lots everywhere you look, overgrown lots, deteriorating houses, and yet this deep longing among the people of the neighborhood to come home. The way that they administered the Federal Road Home Program, which was actually designed by the state and approved by the federal government, was that your federal grant was based on the market value of your house. So they said, we're going to calculate your grant, and we're going to calculate the amount you need to repair your house. And that was the highest in the Lower Ninth Ward because the levee breaches were worse here. Not because the elevation is any lower, it's not, but the levee breaches were the worst. So the estimated cost to repair your house compared to the market value of your house before the storm, and then they gave you whichever is less. So if you lived in a lower income African American neighborhood, your market value was much lower than if you lived in a well-to-do white neighborhood. So you had fewer resources and you got a lower award and your damage was higher.
Here it is, August 20, 2006, you ain't back in your home. And here we is trying to get back in our houses, get our property. Y'all supposed to be with us. Now here you is, you done took the trust I put in you, and you done sold it to special interests?
It's all right. I can't speculate on the reason. I just know that there was a formula developed that disadvantaged the people who needed the help the most.
See, that's what the developers look at. We're gonna make it it's not gonna be a bedroom community for black folks. We're gonna make it a gated bedroom community for mostly, upper income, whites. They're gonna be $1 million homes, something they can't afford. People from around the country don't know the story. The media put out, well, the Superdome is back, and the restaurants downtown is back. You got the tablecloths and the city of New Orleans back. Everybody's doing fine. Everybody's not doing fine.
2005, we staying alive. You heard me? See, this is the before shots. Y'all see this? Beautiful street. Beautiful everything. It's gonna get ugly. Well, it's gonna get ugly. Well, Papa, it's getting darker out here.
Well, I hear some thunder. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Be careful, be safe. I know you're kind of thin there, you. Don't get blown away.
That's my picture. 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 Hold on, Queen. That's my picture. That's my picture. All these pictures, half of the pictures is my pictures. Oh, that's my shit. That's my shit. This is my shit. All these pictures are my pictures.
So, as my last question for the filmmakers on the panel, I'd ask you that question, or a version of that is, what's, maybe in the specific context of your films, what's the importance of creation as a way of representing Katrina and its memory and its possibilities for memories?
I want to answer that. I don't mean to interrupt. How many of those books over there you sold today?
I'd be happy to answer a question in a second.
I'm asking the question because a lot of these images are stolen from us.
Yeah, you talk about white tradition, I want to say that. It is true, it is a white tradition where they come here and they take and they capitalize on people's art.
Can I introduce Kimberly Rivers Roberts?
Kimberly Rivers Roberts. I am the maker of Trouble the Water. My film was Oscar nominated and we won Sundance Best Documentary Prize. These are the images right here from my community. In Katrina, 2005, my family, my husband, and hundreds of other people survived this catastrophe. And here you have people that are coming in and swooping in like vultures and taking advantage of people's survival story for their own self, because they don't have art, they don't have their own stories, they don't have their own pictures, their own life experience which they can share with the world. So a lot, after Katrina, they've been coming into these communities, predominantly poor communities, and taking their art and doing what the hell they want to do with it. And the classic case is this. This is my home, this is my survival, that's my water, that's my shot. And this man right here just takes my shit and sell his books with it. We would like to use your shit. Instead, he go look for a law and say, oh, I'm gonna protect myself with this law right here. And use your shit and don't give you nothing. So don't take that away from the story. That's my house, that's my French Street. My husband and I shot that from my attic. Go ahead and respond, man. You have no respect. You don't have no respect for people's art. You don't have no respect for black art. You one of them white men that come from the north that steal black people's shit and use it for your own personal gain. And we sick of people like you. You can go your ass back up north where you belong. Don't come down here taking our shit. Well, why my pictures on your shit and you ain't contact me?
Setting. I'm not experiencing a lot of respect from you. Would you mind?
Hey, you ain't respect me.
Let me respond.
Why should we let you? You ain't let me respond.
Let him respond. I want to hear this.
You ain't let me respond. Just took my shit. Go ahead.
So, Miss Roberts contacted me on Thursday night. She and I spoke on Friday morning. And she expressed her concerns to me. So, may I please uninterrupted?
No, fuck no. You ain't gonna tell me what to do.
You're talking about respect, but you're not offering respect.
I don't have no respect for
you, man. Look at my shit.
I'm glad your kid's not around to see.
Hey, I hope she do see it, and I'm filming it so I can show her your response.
Incredibly nice.
You don't live my life. You ain't got no problems with nobody stealing shit from you. You white and you a male. You ain't got no problem with nobody stealing your shit. They respect you, huh? But I gotta take my respect. Cause people like you and him don't have no fucking respect. Y'all just take white privilege too fucking far and take what the fuck you want from people and use it and say, oh, it's mine now. That's what the hell happening. Hey, it's proof.
May I please
check the book.
return
My
and compare the
picture
camera?
is on the front of that book. My shots from Katrina, my survival. This man is using for his own personal gain. You're a thief, you're low down, and the devil is in your fucking ass, you heard me?
Good job, Queen. Let's go.
You're a thief and you're low down. And this ain't the fucking end, bitch, cause I'm a fighter. And I'm gonna fight to the end, cause you ain't gonna get away with this shit. Tired of y'all coming stealing our shit down here in New Orleans. That's all y'all do. Come down here and steal our shit and then leave us poor.
Where were your pictures at that he took them?
In Katrina.
Were they posted online? How'd he get them?
No, he took them from the damn documentary.
The documentary we made, Trouble the Water.
He didn't even give me the right. He just took all my rights away from me. Just take my shit and make it his. Fuck my children. Fuck my daughter. Like she ain't supposed to have nothing. $35 a pop. That's all my pictures on there, maggot. Oh, that's my shit. That's my fucking blood on this shit. If I don't stand up for my shit, then I ain't got shit.
You gotta stand up for yourself.
And you ain't even have a fucking clue what it is to be stole from, cause you fucking white.
You have no idea.
You fucking white privilege. You ain't got a clue.
Let me tell you something. I help
What?
rude.
Help rude people that's not rude. If I don't be rude and fucking stand up for myself, then people like you just continue to kick me up the fucking ass. You side with your white brother just now.
He is now. Come on
Well, you ain't got to. He the same color as you and he's a
new
fucking
generation.
male.
People are tired.
I'm wrong, but why the fuck do you
Tired of
say
this
why you
culture
have no
being
sympathy or empathy for my shit? Cause you don't give a fuck.
This culture. This culture is people's ways of life being so like it's.
I don't want no empathy. I want the right to my shit. I want people not to steal from me. You ain't never been stole from.
Andrew, this is not how to act.
I act. That's all the fuck you concerned about is an act. You ain't gonna tell me what to do. You not gonna tell me how to feel. You used to controlling people. You ain't gonna control me, motherfucker. You tripping. Better get the fuck with that dumb ass shit. Stealing my shit. And then you gonna side with the motherfucker that stole my shit. Your white brother. Fuck all y'all white thieves. Y'all can kiss my ass. I'm a fighter. I'ma die fighting. You ain't stealing from me. You best believe that shit. No shame on your fucking nature, on your DNA.
You think you're rich? You're rich when you have the Holy Spirit.
Check it.
Hallelujah. The Holy Ghost is powerful. The Holy Ghost is so rich.
The gumbo pot, the gumbo spot. Your gumbo nothing like mine. Ask them gutter folks. That's my dance. I see you like that, huh? Keep trying, you can buy it for a bill. And I got that.
Faucet on. I got my eyes from my mother and her Leigh Harmer hometown. She gave me her smile, her restlessness, her eating disorder. My mother taught me how to really speak when I was 12 years old. Heard in the bathroom, door ajar, cracked from its frame like the shell of an egg. I looked inside, on her knees in prayer before the toilet, hair held back with one hand, the other wedged in her throat, searching for the right words until we speak. Our language is translated through dictionaries of fad diets, fasts, cleanses, lemon cayenne pepper misery. Our language has always been spoken clearest through the upturned toilet seat. Face to face with the porcelain esophagus, its own mouth wide and echoing, waiting for us to. Mom, I hope one day you will no longer know how to talk to me. drop needle to the wax, melodies that take me back.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
How you feeling?
Wonderful.
And why is that?
Because this is the day I married you.
You are amazing.
So are you. By the way, we're all set for dinner.
Oh, yeah?
Reservations have been made for 6 o'clock.
Mm. And what are we having?
It's a surprise.
I like surprises. Especially if they're coming from you.
My heart weeps, you chose. My heart weeps and you chose. Siamese twins, but one's broken, you know.
Right here?
You chose. Yeah, right here.
Yo, yo.
Hey, Lise. I'm good, just a little busy right now. Not much, just cooking. Yes, I went. It was like a regular therapy session like all the others. I talked, she wrote stuff down. Can we talk later? I gotta go, I don't want the food to burn. Okay, love you.
May I see your license, registration, and insurance, please?
Why am I being pulled over?
The speed limit's 25 miles an hour. You were going 45.
You sure? I've never had a speeding ticket in my life.
Well, this will be your first. License, registration, and insurance.
My license is in my wallet, in my back pocket. Okay.
You can put that back. I'll be back.
Have 47, take care of that, clear Smith's off, he's the closest.
I got license David 90 31 69er 9er.
Hey, baby. I got pulled over. Mm-hmm. For speeding. Yeah, I know. Look, you know how it is. Look, baby, I gotta go, but I'm gonna be home soon. All right, love you, Pootie.
Karina? Karina?
Hey, sorry to barge in on you like this. I was in the neighborhood, and I just wanted to make sure everything was all right.
I'm okay.
Dinner for two?
Yes. I mean, no. It's not what you think.
It smells delicious. What are we having?
Pasta. You hungry?
Your sister is a struggling actor in LA. Of course I'm hungry.
Michael loves pasta.
Yes. Yes, he does.
All units be aware of a robbery suspect in the warehouse district. Black male, 30s, wearing a blue shirt and black pants.
Dispatch 343. 343. I've got potential robbery suspect on a traffic stop. Suspect in vehicle, blue shirt, black male, 30s. Send backup to Figueroa and Anderson.
343, 10 copy. All available units to the area of Figueroa and Anderson. Possible robbery suspect, black male, 30s.
28, County 46. Go ahead.
I'm gonna need you to step out of the vehicle.
Why?
Please, step out of the vehicle.
Am I being arrested? Like, what's going on?
We just received a call about a robbery, and I'm just talking to potential suspects.
Officer, I didn't rob any store. I'm coming from work. I'm a bank manager. Look, I even have a business card. Go ahead.
Keep your hands on the wheel.
You said you were pulling me over for speeding.
Step out. Slowly.
Officer, look, I'm on my way to my wife, all right? It's our anniversary.
I need you to do as you're told.
And I'm gonna need you to call your supervisor.
Get out of the car!
I said I didn't do anything.
Get out of the car now!
I don't have to get out of the car, I have rights.
Get out of the fucking car!
Look, I'm gonna need you to call your supervisor.
I'm not gonna ask you again!
Oh, hell no, this is some bullshit.
Don't move! Oh, shit! Fuck! Fuck! God damn it! I told you not to move! Fuck you! Fuck!
I didn't think it'd be this hard. I thought I'd be able to get through it.
Don't be so hard on yourself. It's natural to feel this way.
Is it?
Absolutely. The process, it's difficult, no matter the circumstances. And he's only been gone 2 years?
There's no describing this kind of pain. How do you die on your anniversary? That's what I asked my grief counselor today. She said there's no ideal moment or hour to lose a loved one. At least I managed to make it through the session without cursing and screaming this time.
I'm sure she appreciated that.
Guess that explains why I'm always her last appointment.
Let's have a toast. Shall we? To Michael.
Yes. To Michael. And all the beautiful memories.
I miss you so much.
I miss you too. More than you know.
I'm not doing so well without you.
I wish I could make the pain go away. But baby, know this. Look, I'm always here with you, all right? Through everything.
I love you.
I love you more.
The rules are straightforward. Picture the moment in your mind that you want to travel back in time to. Then turn the hourglass. 1 turn gives you 1 hour. 2 turns gives you 2. But be careful, the more you change, the more you lose. If you take a life or save a life, you lose your own. Everything has a price. What you're willing to pay is up to you.
Juniper, now's not a good time.
I was in the area.
I'm making tea. You want some?
Please.
It's been 4 years to this day that Mom passed. I didn't want to be alone. Thanks.
I don't want to talk about it.
You never want to talk about anything. I need to talk about it. Can you understand that?
I have to get to work early today.
Okay, I'll go then.
Juniper, now's not a good time.
May I come in? You're making tea.
You want some?
Please. It's on the counter behind the boxes. Why did you leave?
I knew it wasn't going to work from the beginning.
So you just went along with it and then walked out on us anyway?
It wasn't like that.
How was it then?
Is that why you came? To remind me of my mistakes?
Your mistakes? Thanks for the tea.
Juniper, now's not a good time.
Now is when we have a moment.
You okay?
Yeah, it's just the dry air.
Sit down.
Why did you walk out on us?
Why are you always asking me questions and have answers for?
I don't think there are any wrong answers as long as it's honest.
What do you want from me, Juniper?
What do I want from you?
Don't get upset.
I am not upset, Dad. I'm angry. I'm angry that I don't know who my father is. And believe me, I've tried to get to know you.
You're the only family I have left. Do you ever let your walls down and let people in?
It's better this way. I can't hurt anyone. I was so messed up back then. I found out your mom was pregnant and I decided to stay. I tried to get clean. I really tried. I just couldn't do it. Everything I did, everything I touched turned to shit. I couldn't ruin your life too, so I left. I regret it. But I couldn't get back. I didn't know what to say to you, and I didn't know what to do. It doesn't mean that walking out on you didn't break my heart. I love you. I have always loved you. Just not good at the father thing.
Because if I'm elected as Congresswoman, things will be different. We are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And we are tired of people saying that we are satisfied, because we are everything but satisfied.
We're going to ask a few personal questions, and each candidate will have 1 minute to respond. And the first question is going to be, what one thing do you admire about each of your opponents, both personally and professionally? Judge Bagnaris, when you look at your opponents.
I believe that Constable Cantrell is a very, very good mother.
And for Judge Charbonnet?
She has great taste in shoes.
You know, I thought having two Black female candidates would be this sort of transformative moment where I felt like I was really kind of seen in a way I hadn't been, but somehow it didn't really feel that way.
Be the mayor of New Orleans. Desiree Charbonnet and LaToya Cantrell are heading to a November mayoral runoff.
I am from New Orleans.
I am from California.
I'm from here. I'm from Gentilly.
I'm from upstate New York.
This is home. My mama's buried here. My grandma's buried here. My roots are here, and everything that I love about myself is here.
I think it's fantastic that we've ended up in a runoff between two women, considering that there were males in the race as well.
It's also important for them to continue to represent that change can happen and that we just need to be diligent and we need to stay to the course.
If she wins, I will definitely be excited to see how she uses her platform.
Like, I'm gonna cast my ballot for a Black woman and it's gonna feel good to me.
Desiree Charbonnet has really been the front runner in this race. She's garnered the most support or endorsements and has raised the most money, more than $1.3 million.
They both strike different visuals. One is sharp and polished in physical appearance. One of them is like high fashion. The other is sort of, you know, folksy, regular people in physical appearance. Regular, you know, like boots on the ground, let's get this done.
If you want to get things done, you've got to fight for it.
LaToya Cantrell, mayor.
And then one of them kind of speaks more, you know, genteel and poised and, you know, that kind of stuff.
I am the only candidate who sat on the bench and looked crime in the face day in and day out for a decade.
And the other sort of speaks real emphatically almost even like in the cadence of like a sermon.
So I am not running to be the first of anything, but I am running to be the best mayor that we need to lead New Orleans forward.
So Desiree is a longtime community servant who started off her career as a beloved judge in the city, and she's well respected.
I'm Desiree Charbonnet. When it comes to reducing crime, failure is not an option.
That she's been groomed in the city's historical black middle class. She'd be more like an establishment candidate if we were in other cities.
Hi, I'm Munch on the mic. I'm here with Desiree Charbonnet. Ms. Charbonnet, I've heard many rumors that you're considering running for mayor.
My experience on the bench, understanding crime, understanding, the root causes of crime is important for the city.
And a better day for Desiree Charbonnet for mayor of New Orleans.
I would say for LaToya, she is also a known quantity, in particularly around the fight for bringing equity to the city.
After Katrina, as many were still reeling from the storm, in Broadmoor, LaToya Cantrell was working, spearheading efforts to jumpstart recovery in her neighborhood, an area of the city that was not slated to return.
We are committed to our city.
And in 2012, she won a special election for City Council District B.
Now the residents are really just looking for her to deliver.
Hey guys, and welcome to the 504. I'm Sheba Turk, and as we all know, early voting is underway for the November 18th elections, which means the big runoff for mayor. I wish we could talk about a lot more tonight. We are out of time, so I just want you guys to leave voters, if they go into the polls and are still undecided, when they think Councilwoman LaToya Cantrell, why should I vote? Give me a quick thought.
Well, Councilwoman Cantrell has been in the forefront of affordable housing, economic development, neighborhood stabilization.
I'm a proven leader with a proven track record of getting things done for our people.
I'm asking for your vote so that we can get the job done. Thank you.
All right, Judge Desiree Charbonnet, when they walk in there, what should they think?
You should vote for me because I have a proven record of leadership in this community for the last 20 years. I have a vision for a city with a world-class development program like no other.
Think clearly. Think about who is going to represent you here in the city of New Orleans.
It is my staunch belief that the vote is our most promising means of accomplishing equality in Mississippi and in any other state which allows for discrimination.
Black women are tried and true, as we've always been, particularly with our loyalty to Democrats showing up at the booth. It's a tradition I think that we have. It's a tradition that is important, and I feel as if, as a Black person, I have a debt that I owe to my ancestors. Somebody bore a whip, somebody picked cotton and tobacco, somebody was raped, somebody did these things because I now have the freedom to live my life as an individual in this country. So there is a long tradition of Black women always showing up and voting once we advanced in. And then there's the cohort that we're into who are voting because the marginalization that we're feeling and seeing is still playing out. It's kind of those two types of Black women voters coming together. So I think Black women in general have put in the diverse, more progressive, more liberal people in office.
Earlier today, we heard the beginning of the preamble to the Constitution of the United States. We the people. It's a very eloquent beginning. But when that document was completed on the 17th of September in 1787, I was not included in that we the people. I felt somehow for many years that George Washington and Alexander Hamilton just left me out by mistake. But through the process of amendment, interpretation, and court decision, I have finally been included in we the people.
So Jarvis, what have been the dominant issues that voters in New Orleans want to see the next mayor address?
The streets are horrible, as they've always been horrible. Crime is bad, as it's been bad for a long time. Economic development is not where people want it to be. A lot of people are complaining about the intrusion of Airbnb that's really destroying the character of a lot of New Orleans neighborhoods. So those are the issues.
Well, one thing I do hope that I hope black folks turn out in New Orleans, regardless of who they vote for.
Do you know who you're going to vote for? I'm probably one of those anomaly people who doesn't vote along a party line specifically or things like that. I really am a person who pays attention to what is said, which is why this race has been particularly difficult for me, because as I've watched the televised debates and things of that nature, I get frustrated that I don't feel that things are being stated in concise and clear forms.
With breaking news, LaToya Cantrell's use of a city credit card.
City credit card.
Credit card. What he calls questionable spending.
About $9,000.
$642,000
in charges.
The travel expenses were
Political and personal expenses, including 30 trips around the country.
There was no findings of any wrongdoing. Oh, look at that, out of control, not financially responsible Black woman over there. She's gonna steal money from you to pay her bills, right?
Charbonnet gave contracts to elected officials.
And if she's mayor, city contracts would go to you lucky few.
This narrative that Desiree is the mouthpiece for this political elite that wants to get back into City Hall and give contracts to their friends.
Throughout this entire campaign, there have been no promises to anyone.
They would never say that about a Black man, or even a white man, or any other man.
Says she's gonna get skin in the game, she's gonna have low-hanging fruit, boots are gonna be on the ground. I know that for sure about her.
Desiree Charbonnet and LaToya Cantrell throwing shade at one another.
The leanings of our local media publications deeply, deeply shape discourse about these candidates in ways that hasn't been as obvious with other races. Like, we have 2 Black candidates, we have 2 Black female candidates. The vote for them is not split on like racial and economic lines in ways that we can recognize. So what do? Like, none of our stories hold up. This is a whole new genre.
I think just stating I'm a Black woman, it's not even safe for us to really say our issues on those platforms. And it's interesting watching this race and seeing these women go through the same exact thing of talking around the issue and not really saying things that I know they're thinking, you know, and if we can't even state who we are, how can we talk about anything else? Everything else would just be a performance.
Because of the ingrained racism and sexism that is in our political culture, neither candidate could come out and say, I am a Black woman, I am running for this office, and champion issues and ideas and thoughts that put Black women as a whole at the forefront.
I think some of the things that are important for me as a Black woman are the same things that are important for citizens generally. How you handle the criminal justice system here.
Okay, so like crime, we got crime. There are things you can do to mitigate and make crime less. But are you gonna get in there and solve crime? I kind of think you're not.
Somebody in this damn city needs to talk about the shoddy education system.
Even though Black women are the most educated in America, we're also still underpaid compared to white women, right? And there's still a significant number of us living below the poverty line.
I need better healthcare policies, but I ain't got time to think about all that because all these other issues are plaguing my life.
I feel our Black people in New Orleans have been pushed out so quickly. We owe it to the people who are from here to be able to stay here. The cathedral will still be there, the Superdome will still be there, the river will still be there, but the people that give it that New Orleans, no other place in the world flavor, those people are slowly but surely gone.
We are also the highest voting population in this state and in this city, but we don't have the representation to reflect that. So the idea that our mayor, regardless of the outcome, is gonna be a Black woman, woohoo, we're all excited. However, and so when we talk about reform or change or doing something in a way that is supposed to be good for everybody, we also have to recognize that the women as a whole, if they're not addressed specifically, they're being left out. And if Black women aren't addressed specifically apart from white women, then we're being left out. And we were left out of those conversations and that dialogue on a consistent basis.
We shouldn't just be thanking women of color for electing progressive leaders. We should be electing women of color as those leaders.
What do people who share experiences that we have owe to us once they obtain a position of power, right? And I think in some ways we still believe that electing folks who look like us, who share experiences with us perhaps, will be put into positions of power, and the work that they do there will be informed by those experiences. And so I think we're voting that way still. I'm voting that way still, even though there are parts of me that know that isn't always true. And in fact, there are things that suggest that once a person who has been formerly oppressed obtains some sort of power, they then adopt the tools of the white power structure and use them against people who they used to be like. I'm not sure that Black and brown folks in positions of power can resist using tools of white supremacy once you are inside of that system of power.
I don't need somebody to tell me what it means to be Black. I really don't. I actually think it's the height of prejudice to assume that you know what people think because of their color, and that you have the right to design their lives for them and to tell them what they will think or do. That's the height of prejudice and the height of hubris, really.
If you are just joining us, we are awaiting the arrival of Mayor-elect Latoya Cantrell.
I think Latoya won because she did a lot of work behind the scenes. So she went door to door. She did a lot of face-to-face time with people, and that made her feel more down to earth. And I think that that really made the difference.
I don't think that her being mayor makes the city Gucci. That's a lot of responsibility to put on one person, and it's in our hands. And I think it could help, but it's not the answer.
So prior to coming out, I did have an opportunity. I received a call from Miss Charbonnet, Desiree Charbonnet, and I said to her, congratulations on standing with me on making history, because our history was 2 women who made that runoff, and we both deserve to be proud of that. We have spoken. The people of our city have spoken, and no one will be left out. No one will be left behind, because we're focused on the future of the city of New Orleans, where all of us matter. This has been the people's campaign from day one. I started this campaign listening to our people, hearing your cry, but also understanding that we are in a true position to ensure that we are no longer about the haves and the have-nots, that we are going to ensure that our city continues to grow and be strong and give real opportunity. That pie is getting larger so that each and every one of us can share in it, so that each and every one of us can win in our city. So this win tonight is not for me nor my family. This win tonight is for the city of New Orleans. Yes, absolutely.
So nice to finally talk to you after, emails and things like that.
Yes, I know. It almost happened, and then the pandemic.
You know how it is. Yeah. So sorry about the confusion today, but I just wanted to sit down with you, talk to you, ask you some quick fire questions because I know you're busy. But I did watch the film and it was amazing. I loved it so much.
Oh, thank you.
So let's just talk about all Skinfolks and Kinfolks. First of all, I wanted to ask you, for those people watching, the film centers around Desiree Charbonnet and Latoya Cantrell and the mayoral election. What made you feel that telling the stories of two Black female mayoral candidates was important for you to tell?
Yeah, well, so a little backstory about me. I am originally from New York City, and I moved here to New Orleans about 6.5 years ago. And so when this election came up, I had this moment where I thought, oh, wow, this is such a momentous occasion. I've never had an experience where I was voting between two Black women for such a big office. And I felt like a lot of my friends, a lot of my Black female friends were just kind of like, sure,
Yeah.
And I thought, why is there this kind of ambivalence? And so that was really the entry point to make me figure out, okay, what is the ambivalence about? And part of it was tied to how the women were being portrayed by the media, and also this feeling of not really hearing about the issues that they wanted to hear, and that being tied to kind of how the media was portraying them and that kind of thing. So it really started with this question of wanting to get more information, and then the kind of vision of the piece took form from those conversations. So I really wanted to make a film that was like, the first audience that it was for Black women, like it's for everyone, but it's made particularly for Black women.
Yeah.
And so that was the lens in which I was telling the story.
Absolutely. So do you feel that your position as a Black woman filmmaker kind of shaped the way you made this film?
Oh, I mean, 100%. I was interested in telling a story that was about subjectivity, really. So how can you put the viewer in the seat of a Black woman trying to decide who to vote for in this election? And so that affected what I did creatively in terms of, there are no interviews with Desiree Charbonnet or Latoya Cantrell for that reason. If you're trying to decide who to vote for mayor, it's not like you're gonna go up to them and have a conversation with them. You're gonna have to go by what you have, which are debates and ads and things you read and rumors you hear and conversations you have with other people. So I sort of replicate that experience, but ultimately the film is about creating space for Black women to talk about the things that are important to them as well. So that's sort of what the ending part of the film is, with kind of the drone shots and things like that. That's kind of giving the audience time to really hear some of the things that are important to Black women.
For sure. And also during the film, you collaborated on kind of both sides. You talked to supporters of Latoya Cantrell, you talked to supporters of Desiree Charbonnet. How did you engineer trust in the filmmaking process on both sides?
Yeah, I mean, I started out doing interviews with my friends, and that was really the initial and some of them, were for one candidate, some of them for the other. So once I went through my friends, I then kind of talked to different people to say, okay, do you know of a Black woman who is a Charbonnet supporter, who is a Latoya Cantrell supporter? I wanted to have both sides because it affects the way people talk about different candidates if they're, in favor of one candidate over the other. A lot of people hadn't made their decisions yet too. And, the questions were really not leading questions. It was just kind of basic things like, describe the candidate for me, tell me what are some of the things that you think are important to them. But it was a bigger conversation really about how is the media portraying these candidates and what things it really went back to in the end, what issues are important to you, which is a neutral question. Like, it's like, here is your moment to say, as a Black woman, what are some things that you'd like sort of changes around? So I think that allowed, that together got trust from people. And I see the movie really as kind of a bait and switch in a way. Like, you think it's going to be a traditional election film.
It's not.
But it's not really,
No.
It's not about who wins. It's about a larger.
Yeah, definitely. And when you make a documentary film, because your film portfolio is incredibly varied, is there anything in particular you try to accomplish and anything you try to rebel against necessarily?
Well, I'm a social issue documentary filmmaker. And what that means is just that, like, I'm very interested in making films about social issues. I'm not just like trying to make a documentary for the sake of that, making a documentary. I want to try to make some kind of change in the world through my work. So I try to pick a topic that I'm very passionate about because I know I'm going to be talking about it for the next year, 2 years, whatever. Because once a film is done, you still have, the whole time that it's out in the world, and you really become an advocate on these issues. So I try to pick an issue I care about that I want to be talking about for a long time.
Yes.
So that's kind of the first piece. And then creatively, I also try to think of, with every piece that I make, how can I push myself to do something different than what I've done before. So for this one, it was not doing any sit-down interviews. That was that were on camera. Like, that was my decision to see, okay, I've never done that before. Can I pull off a movie that does that? Because I felt like if you saw each of the women, you would waste too much time setting them up, and that's really not what the movie's about. Whereas if you hear their voices, they become like a chorus and you have a sense of them a bit, but you get that you don't have to like know all of the details about them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a combination of wanting to push myself creatively, but also being sort of an advocate around a particular issue.
That's awesome. And just thinking about, like, in the context of this film festival, when you're talking about a film and kind of promoting it after the fact, what role do you feel that film festivals have played or like will play in your life so far? Why do you think they're necessary? What do you think you get out of them in general?
Oh, I mean, I have a career because of film festivals. I mean, it's just, you get so many people watching your work. You get so many different kinds of people watching your work. It's not just exposure, but it's also the experience of, that's why I miss being in a room with people because you get to kind of see their reactions to the film. Yeah. But, I think that film festivals are key for independent filmmakers. That's how their work gets out into the world. Like, I could just put something up on Vimeo, but like, who knows it's there, And also, I think with film festivals, I've learned with other films that I think there's like one audience for the film. Like, I can say, oh, for this film, no audience reading it in different places, you get a sense of that. So yeah, I am so grateful to film festivals, and I know, I program for a festival, so I know how hard it is to put them together, and so it's really important.
Yes, for sure. And then I think just closing thoughts, going back to kind of the context of this film, we're kind of seeing this playing out again on the world stage, with another major election on the horizon, or perhaps it might be already over by the time this interview is shown. Do you have hope for the future, and do you have hope for elections in general?
Well, I have hope for the future in our big election. I hope, we'll see what happens. But I also am an advocate for people voting in smaller elections too. I think people are so fixated on like the president or even the governor, and I think that municipal judges, district attorney, ADAs, like all of these different positions are really important. So first of all, I think people need to be paying more attention. School boards, like all of those elections are very important. And I think that if you get the right people in those positions, change is possible. I hope that as more and more diverse candidates run, that they'll be able to be portrayed by the media in kind of the more fullness of themselves. Like if you look at like Kamala, you see how there's still this kind of angry Black woman stereotype that she's still fighting against, and everyone wants her to get more mad, but then if she gets mad, she's too mad, and every Black woman all over the world knows that fight that she's having. And my goal is for that not to be the case, that people can just be their selves and not be sort of mired in these stereotypes that people have about them. That's going to take time, but that's kind of what I'm hoping, because that was something that we saw in the election shown in Skinfolk, and I'm hoping that change will happen and that will change.
Definitely. Angela Tucker, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.